Greetings, everyone. Professor Muhammad here. I am happy to say that I resolved the issues with items under Sunday weekly day deadline showing up for you. So I've made this video. So yes, I've resolved that tech issue. And so inside of week 11, you now have everything you need to continue working on this project 3, which is the most complicated and labor-intensive activity you've done this semester. So I want to remind you that bonus points, you have a lot of them, so pick and choose. Do the ones that you know will best service you. Do not spend more time on bonus points than you do on the actual activities. All right, so under Tuesday, nothing is actually due for you to submit to me for evaluation. However, behaviors are due. You should be continuously working along a schedule that would allow you to submit this paper on time in all of its parts. So this link will take you right to the documents for the assignment that you started working on last week. You should probably already download it. This link takes you to the glossary. There's a lot of stuff in the glossary, but that you may want to consider and look through. I am bringing the glossary to your attention because of mini lessons. There are a lot of them, and so you should review them. I say review all of the mini lessons, review them as you know, and you can see what is best for you. There are many more of you than there are of me, so I can't really say which of the mini lessons each and every one of you should do. You have to help me out with that. All right, so here's the part. Continuing doing your research, and you should use the ILT toolkit and chapters 8 and 9 from the text to help you create a research habits that are useful for you. There are also mini lessons that are specifically for doing research. I like the naive research mini lessons. Now here, I have tried to make it a bit clearer how to use the model text. So these are the only model texts you should be reviewing and reading to select maybe 1 or 2 as your own writing guide. Now, there are several models in chapter 7, 8, and 9, but these are the ones that most match the informative type of writing I'm asking you to do. And I've noticed as I've graded other tasks that it doesn't appear people are using these model texts as their own guide. So this I'm asking you specifically, read through them, pick 1 or 2, use as your writing guides, reread the selections, annotate them, and get a sense for how long they are, get a sense for the number of sources that they use, and how they integrate those sources in your essays, and use that as your own model. I have not told you a specific number of sources, and that is because you should use the model text as examples. So I can tell you this, you shouldn't submit a 2-page single or double space essay with 3 or 4 sources, because all of these model texts do a bit more than that. Thursday, you should continue working on the information literacy toolkit modules. Now, there is a bonus point component that goes along with this. The modules are there to help you walk through some specific ways to manage conducting research and managing that information. You need to combine those modules with the information from chapter 9. That would be most useful. The best use of this would be to look at the bonus point ILT activities, because that will combine the modules with mini lessons, and then you can also see how that fits in with chapter 9. Sunday, the missing stuff. So this is the part where I don't want you to get bonus point distractions. What that means is don't spend more time doing bonus point activities than you do understanding the required components of the project at hand. Now, I've arranged this in order of how you should, or my suggestions for completing these activities. So if you're going to post synthesis for chapters 7, 8, and 9, we started that before anything else. And so that's why you'll see them posted first here on Sunday. Again, if you got the content of chapter 9, I probably wouldn't do this synthesis post because you need to be stingy with your time and prioritize it. And the same things for chapter 8 and 9. Now, there are some bonus point activities that I think are much more valuable. Consider this: chapters 7, 8, and 9, and all of the things you post from chapters out of the book. If we were meeting virtually, like via Zoom as a class or face-to-face in real time, we would have had these discussions in 1 or 2 class periods and moved on. I would not have required you to necessarily post something that I have to evaluate. We would learn through discussion. And that is what the discussion board posts around chapters are attempting to simulate online. It just takes a lot longer. So keep that in mind as you think about how much time you want to spend on the synthesis posts for bonus points. And also because I evaluate bonus points. They're not automatic points that you get. I will evaluate them and I'll assign points accordingly. So you're not guaranteed just by throwing something up there to get those points. What I want to focus on is the information literacy toolkit. So my suggestion is by Thursday, you will have completed module 4. By Sunday, you'll complete module 5. You should work through these modules at your own pace, but you want to have everything done before Thanksgiving. So here is the bonus point area that I say you do really want to spend some time, because it brings all these separate pieces together and you may be feeling overwhelmed and confused by modules and toolkits and information in chapter 8 and 9, how they all come together. So this actually helps a bit. I just want to point out that when you get early feedback from me, I will tell you something like, please use your writing to look for your writing habits. Here's an example of a sentence structure note, and going back and looking at your writing for the types of choices that you are using. So I wrote this sentence here, and then I gave you a note here to let you know what kind of sentence this is. So when you are taking those moments out, sometimes you just get bored and overwhelmed. Think about using the your writing habits activity and go through and look at your work and try to figure out what you tend to do, the good, the bad, and the ugly of your writing habits, and keep track of that so that you can purposefully build your writing skills throughout the course of the semester and beyond, okay? All right, so this, as I said, is the most important area, and I'm gonna post a separate video just about completing using the IoT modules and bonus points. The other thing that's really important is for you to post a draft research question. Now, last week I said that this is a bonus point activity, and it is and isn't. You need to post a draft of research question, and you can get bonus points by giving each other feedback and coming back later to post your thesis statement. You can't really post a thesis statement for this task until you have a research question and you've done some research to answer that research question. And it's through that process that you discover what is the thesis statement or possible thesis statements you may want to focus your paper on. So you can come up with more than one and then focus your paper explaining one major answer to your research question. And then we have the reflective quiz, and then we have a look ahead. You can work ahead on this. The major pieces that are due are listed here. So if you have plans for the holiday, just know what you need to have done before that, the Sunday before that holiday, is post your draft. And you should be done with all of the modules and also bonus points for ILT. So you can work ahead even though you don't have access to these weeks on Blackboard. And that is my long overview. Thank you for your time.